The Supreme Court on Monday, December 29th, stayed its previous judgment on the definition of Aravalli Hills. It has mooted the constitution of a committee to re-examine the report of the previous panel, which recommended the 100-meter height rule. The centre's 100 meters definition, which had been accepted by the top court earlier, had put the Aravalli Hills at risk over concerns of mining and upsetting the ecological balance of the area.
आज 5 लोग अरेस्ट हो रहे हैं। कल पूरा जयपुर आएगा यहाँ पर अरेस्ट होने के लिए जब तक ये जंगली बच जाता है। इंकलाब जिंदाबाद।
आप इन्हें भली नियम को, भली परिभाषा को, भली विकास को, मां तो इन्हें हमलो का हंसा। और बात यदि घर री आ जावे तो पचे राजस्थान बेसबाजी नहीं करे, पचे राजस्थान उबो वही जा।
Protests in Rajasthan, petition after petition being signed, and all of this to save this. Lush green forests, hilly landscape. These are not the images you can associate with the state of Rajasthan. But this is all true. Be it the Kumbhalgarh Fort, the second largest wall in the world after Great Wall of China, or the Goram Ghat Forest Reserve, they are all nestled in the Aravalli Hills. But one express investigation shook the nation. On November 27th, the Indian Express reported that the Supreme Court accepted the recommendations of a Union Environment Ministry panel on the definition of Aravalli Hills to restrict mining. So what's the new definition? Any landform that is at an elevation of 100 meters or more above the local relief will be considered as part of Aravalli Hills along with its slopes and adjacent land. This is what 100 meters actually mean, to give you a fair understanding. If you place them next to these monuments, a 100-meter high hill is taller than the Qutub Minar, which is about 72.5 meters, and the Taj Mahal, which is about 73 meters. But there's something the panel did not mention. And what's that? More than 90% of the Aravalli Hills will not be counted as Aravalli anymore and be potentially open to mining and construction. This will have severe environmental ramifications, and when I say that, it also means the quality of air in the National Capital Region will also deteriorate. This sent shockwaves in and around the state, prompting people to take to the streets and raise slogans.
इंकलाब जिंदाबाद। जिंदाबाद। जिंदाबाद।
As per an internal assessment by the Forest Survey of India reviewed by the Indian Express, barely 1,048 or just 8.7% of 12,081 Aravalli Hills, 20 meters or higher spread across 15 districts in Rajasthan are 100 meters or more in height. The 20-meter height cutoff is crucial for a hill's function as a wind barrier. And Aravalli is not limited to just Rajasthan. It extends to Gujarat through Haryana and Rajasthan. For decades, the hills have been under severe pressure from mining, both legal and illegal, and other development activities such as construction. Last year, after the Supreme Court sought a uniform definition, a 2024 panel proposed new criteria and proposed to identify as Aravalli Hills any landform with a slope of at least 4.57 degrees and a height of at least 30 meters. Now, this could classify up to 40% of the range as Aravalli. Yet, the ministry prescribed the 100-meter definition to the Supreme Court in an unsigned report as part of its affidavit. The ministry's list of 34 Aravalli districts across 4 states left out many districts with an established presence of Aravalli. For example, Rajasthan's Chittorgarh district, famous for the fort built on a high outcrop of Aravalli and a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is not in the list. Environmentalists and water conservationists have criticized the Supreme Court's November 20th order that accepted a uniform elevation-based definition of the Aravalli Hills given by the center-appointed expert committee. Activists have warned that hills below 100 meters from local relief will lose protection and could be open for mining, threatening the ecological continuity of India's oldest mountain range. The group argued that even low, scrub-covered Aravalli Hills play critical roles in biodiversity conservation, groundwater recharge, microclimate regulation, and checking dust storms. So was there a total ban on mining ever? Well, the Supreme Court said that blanket bans often fuel illegal mining and sand mafias. Instead, it chose a calibrated approach, allow existing legal mining under strict regulation, pause new leases until scientific mapping and impact studies are completed, and permanently protect ecologically sensitive areas. While mining rules have long been violated, past SC bans in Haryana and fresh restrictions since 2024 led to expert recommendations for scientific mapping, environmental assessments, and strict no mining zones. These were adopted in November 2025 alongside the Centre's Aravalli Green Wall project to restore degraded land. The Aravalli debate is no longer just about a technical definition. It's about who decides the future of India's oldest mountain range. With science, livelihoods, air quality, and water security at stake, protesters argue that dilution of protection could irreversibly damage an ecological shield that safeguards Rajasthan and other northern regions. The final outcome will test whether development can truly coexist with environmental survival. That's all for today. For more such explainers and news updates, stay tuned to the Indian Express. Thank you so much for watching.